All right. This is the first time for this. It's first time for everything. You can tell about the heights and everything else. All right. I'm just going to let it run while I don't know if you can see here. You can see that, can't you? There. I got my other YouTube camera going over there for the channel. So you might be excuse the fun. All right. Maybe we'll learn how to balance today. I don't know if we will or we won't. We find the right spot for this. All right. All right, I don't mean to turn my back to y'all. Hello. Today just hanging out in the balance room. So the video will just be running in the background in the balance room, and if I see some comments, I will say hi. Hey, hi, welcome back. Happy Friday. You can tell we got nothing else to do today. And remember, we're in training. All right. We're also shooting YouTube videos while in training. So y'all are gonna be in my YouTube video. How's that? Alrighty then. We're back. And we're back and we're back. All right, I hate having my back to you or you. So like I said, that's just gonna be running. Y'all are video, here we go. We're all set up to do our first spinaroo and see what we have going on. It's basically just gonna run the rest of the day maybe, I don't know. So hopefully you see something you like or I may leave, I may come back. Just shining those shoes. All right, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Okay, I've set the machine up, and basically the machine is telling me it wants to be spun at 5,000 RPMs to do a balance. And let's do our preliminary. Don't be scared of some shaking. It's going to be shaking. I know it's shaking. If you can see the strobe light, maybe not unless I lower it. There we go. I'm strobing back here and it's giving me a line. The line is giving me, there's 6 o'clock. I'm going to call that a 7 o'clock. So we're going to call that a 7 o'clock. And we're on the left side. The left side. Can you see it shaking? Can y'all see it shaking? Can you see it shaking? It's shaking on this side. I can feel it and I can see it. We're at 5,000 RPMs. We're out of balance, and if I show you some things, I can't show you all the things. But we're at almost 8 on the out of balance. So let's go ahead and move our knob over to almost 8 at out of balance. We've already determined we're at the 7 o'clock position. Let's go ahead and move our position to 7 o'clock. Let's go ahead and go to the right side. That was that side. We want to isolate both sides so that we're not affecting the other side from this side. Can you see that? Can you see the shaking going on? Maybe if I zoom in, you can. It's shaking quite a bit there. Can y'all see the shaking? Is anybody even watching the shaking? It's just shaking up quite a bit on that side. It's off the scale. So it's so far off the scale, we have to change the sensitivity. We're past the 10 on the unbalanced. So we're going to move that dude over there. Past the 10 on the unbalanced. Also, where are we at? Here we're strobing back here, and we're 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. We're closer to the 5 o'clock, right in there. Location. We're going to the right side. Location, 5 o'clock. off the scale. Okay. Don't do that. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Anybody have any balancing questions? Alrighty then. We're back over here. Still shooting video over here. Hey, you're on a YouTube video. If you're over there and you're watching me from over here, you're actually on a video. Maybe. I don't know. Okay. Okay, all right. What do we got on the left side? The left side, which is a harmonic balancer side, we were at a location of 7, which is right about there. And we were 7.5 out of balance. We have add, so on this side, my trusty pin. I'm not forgetting about y'all, sorry for my back. Trusty pin, I'm not forgetting about y'all either. Okay, so it told me that it was out of balance right there. That's telling me that right there, that spot right there is where I need to remove weight. Or it's telling me it wants me to add weight here. You can't add weight to air. I'm good, but I'm not that good. But I can remove weight from the actual weight there. What's going on back here? Back here we said we had, the location was 5. There's 6, there's 5 right there. And we said it was way off the scales. All right, there wants us to remove weight. If you were here with me yesterday, who's ever watching, I estimated where I thought the heavy spot was. And look where I'm at. Man. Man. All right, I don't know if we're, but I'm liking it. Okay. Hope you all are having a good Friday. Well, I'm shaking it up. And once again, we're just balancing. We're just balancing. We're keeping a nice balanced day. All right. I'm going to add some weight on to... What I could do is I could drill holes in this and make cheese out of it. I could put so many holes in there it just looks funky. Or I can play with some clay. And I can add weight with clay the opposite side of where I think I need weight removed. Is that making sense? Now I don't have to drill a hole at all to just do a test hit. So I can go there and add weight on this side. That I can get it pretty close to balance. Now I can weigh the clay and go, oh, I need to remove 18 grams off of that side without drilling a hole. So a little tip of the day. Tip of the day, you may see it up there. Tip of the day, don't drill a hole. All right. Did y'all get the tip of the day? Use clay. Tip of the day. What do we got here? Probably can't see, I got a scale over here, but you might be able to see the scale over here. All right, 20 grams. And all right, 19.5 grams. I have two 19.5 gram balls. Use clay and sometimes magnets. Very good. I don't want to lose my YouTubers over here. Y'all should be watching what's going on over here because I'm getting some good feedback and I'll come back to y'all. Maybe not. Why not just turn around and make it a double? You might see yourself asking some questions and seeing something. I don't know. Is that right there? All right. Very good point. That use clay. Like I said, this wasn't going to be a balancing video. Like I'm going to teach you how to balance because I can't teach you how to balance. But I had some good feedback right there. Using clay. What else could you use? We got a nut and a bolt. And we can actually take this nut and a bolt and we could put it in the throw where we want some weight added. Spread that nut out. Can you see that? It's staying there now. I don't know if y'all can see it. I don't know who really, I'm liking both of y'all. I'm going to edit this and I'm not going to edit them, so I'm not being hard on anybody, but y'all are live and you're just a video. Excuse me, I didn't mean to say you're just a video because y'all may be one of the ones that are watching this video. I don't know, I'm confused. It's Friday and I've never done it before. And who knows, I may never do it again, or we may keep doing Fun Fridays. That's what we're going to call it. All right, but I put a bolt and a nut where I can add weight by just turning the nut and the bolt. By turning the nut and the bolt, I can put it where I want it in a weight, spread it, clamp it in place, spin the crank around, and without drilling a hole, I can use some weight. Once again, I'm going back and forth. I should put both cameras together, but I really like that comment about using clay. And just here we go. You can put a nut and a bolt in between the two weights, spread them, hold it in place, spin the crank around, and then you can go that way. I have tons of nuts and bolts. I'm just playing with it. Friday, y'all. Can't we just have fun? Can't we all just get along? Alrighty then. I may just crack open a beer right now and just enjoy it. A little early. I'm just playing. I may light up a cigar though. Whoa! That's a good idea. A real good idea. Look, I got water. All right. Don't y'all leave me now. Don't be going anywhere. I may turn the other camera off because that's just videoing and concentrate on y'all. I may just concentrate on the balancing. And like I said, I thought I'd just let the camera run in here and just shut up and balance, and y'all can just, but I can't do that. I can't do that. All right. We know what we're doing. Weights over there, the opposite's over here. Just playing some games. Weights over there, the opposite is close to here. All right, we're either gonna sling some clay all over the darn place, or it's gonna get me a little closer. All I've done is put some clay. I missed this one a little bit. I missed it. It used to be over here. All right, that's pretty close. Opposite. It wanted weight removed from here, so I'm adding clay over here. Here, there, opposite. I think I missed that one as well. What am I doing, Danny? Okay. We're either going to sling a bunch of clay all over the wall or not. Alrighty then. All right, we're kicking his butt up front, 2.5 from 7. The back still needs more. All right, I added 19 grams, 19.5, almost 20 grams. That side and this side, where it wanted it. The front end is coming in really good, within 2.5 now, so I'm on the right track. I need to start drilling over here. On the back, it still needs more. The back is a lot further off than the front. A tip of the day, both y'all, tip of the day. When you order a reciprocating assembly, whatever they charge you for the B at the end, 1875, whatever number it is, dash B, stands for balance, pay the price. Still, I'll buy a balance assembly and then I'll balance it because they're generically balanced. They're close, and most people aren't going to know the difference. But I start off with that and then I balance it to my standards. But if you order one without the B at the end, a tip of the day. Oh, here's something. Sorry, excuse me. That was the tip of the day sound. You hear that sound? That's the tip of the day. Tip of the day is they're going to give you everything that's never going to be balanced. What does that mean? Tip of the day, I'm going to lean over this way. They're going to get all the connecting rods that way. Hey, these 8 are close. These 8 are close. These 8 are close. They're going to balance those for their Bs, for their balanced assembly. Man, this is so far off. This is so light. This one's so heavy. They're going to throw those in a pile. Then you're going to order an assembly unbalanced. And guess what? They're going to go over to the pile of rods that they could not make a set out of. And they're going to ship them to you because they're going to go, bam. You want it unbalanced? You may have 14 grams off. You're going to be there forever. So even though we're going to balance an assembly, I'll order a -B balanced assembly It'll sit there and shake. It'll be within 4 grams, but we're still going to balance it. But if you start off with an unbalanced assembly, learn from my mistakes, been there, done that, they're going to send you all the blends. That's what the, not the dash B means, get the blends. I don't know. All right, did y'all get that? Did y'all get the tip of the day? Is that we want to get a balanced assembly when you order it. Ask for the dash B at the end. If you don't, you probably heard me saying it over there. I don't need to say it again. You heard me, right? Somebody say something? I don't know. All right. Still have 19 people here, so, you know, you're enjoying watching balancing going on. And like you said, add some weight. Yeah, Shop Mom, want to come in and enjoy the
music?
Hey, keep turning it back up again, so just figured.
I'm gonna turn it down.
Well, you turn it a little bit down, but.
Well, yeah, because of
the. Who?
Because of the monetization.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what to say. I keep turning it down. Just the Shop Mom, but she just didn't want to come in on the video. Okay. And yes, some of y'all saying, add a magnet. Magnets weight. Keep rocking. Thank you, John. So we have magnets, all different kinds of magnets, and this one weighs 15 grams, and it's like an earth magnet. So I can take this and add it over here, and see if we don't fly off and kill somebody. I want to add a little more weight over here. Okay. There we go, everybody. Be careful, the weights can fly out and knock you in the eye. So, y'all get your safety glasses on. How y'all doing? Y'all still hanging in there after me balance? Okay. Check this out. Can you see that? What have we done so far? Okay, our unbalance right now is at 1. It was a 10. It was way past the scale. Not only that, it was shaking like a bad dog. So we're already getting it pretty close to balance. But of course, you can't leave clay and weights and magnets in your engine. But what do? We haven't touched the drill bit at all, and we've gotten this thing balanced really good. Let's see what we got on the right side. Are y'all getting that? Maybe a happy day in here after all. All right. Let's clean this puppy up. Still shaking quite a bit in the back. All right, that's where our problem is. We're still at 7. If you can see this, trust me, I'll put a little 7 up on the screen, and it's at 7. It was off the scale. I had to go from the sensitive scale to not so sensitive just to get it to read. Now I'm back on the sensitive because I had a bunch of weight added to it, and I'm at 7. That's quite a bit off on this side. I like to catch your shirt while it's spinning. Man, that's the best part. Let's add some more weight to the back. I don't know if God makes that many weights, but there we go. That's all what you did there. All right. I can still see it shaking. That's going to be a lot of weight taken off. All right. All right, it's time to drill. I'll get set up and then we'll start drilling. I'll turn the camera back on. All right, now we've spun it up and it's not shaking as bad as it was shaking before, but boy, the back here, let's see what we got. Trying to get all the clay out of there. All right, we have I have 41 grams. That's why I said the tip of the day. Order a crank not balanced. And we got 41 grams and I'm still not even all the way there. I got it where it's not shaking so bad. What was that comment? I wanted to read my comments if I can read my comments. I don't know how to read my comments. Sorry. There they are. Hello, hello. Hey, Roberto. Hey, Superman. My comments have gone away, and I thought I was here by myself. I was going to go home. All right, let's see. Glad to see you. Haven't done this for a while. Where's my comments? A whole bunch of comments. I don't know why I wasn't seeing it. What type of bit you use to drill? I'm using Boss Hog drill bits. Good tip. They're a set of Boss Hogs. I got them off of eBay. Boss Hog is the name of the company. Lifetime guarantee. If you have a problem, the chip, break it, you send it back to them, they give you another one. That doesn't happen anymore in America. I apologize. It doesn't happen anymore. It doesn't happen anymore anywhere. So, good question. This is Boss Hogs. And yes, drilling these crankshafts is going to tear up your drill bits. I have a set that I bought from them. It stays right here. They don't go to the other side of the shop, and we don't just start drilling bolts with these bad dogs. They're pretty big drill bits as well. But good question. Some of the cranks are extremely hard. I may just sit here and I got nothing else to do today. Don't let Shop Mom hear me. Don't let Shop Mom hear me. Alrighty then. Whoa, those bolts hitting them, it would hurt. Yeah, yes they would. They rip you up a good little bit. Chad, what's up? I don't know if I should go back to the beginning and just start reading some of these. I apologize. I'll read them later. Yes, I used to use the balancer just like it. Stuart Warner balancer. It's an analog balancer. Blows away the Heinz. Heinz ain't even around anymore. There's a lot of digital ones that you can spin a crankshaft up, spin it, stop it, drill it in 1 or 2 times. If I had one of those, $50,000, $30,000 balancers, I'd be done already. This is analog. I'll be here for a while. But let's see what y'all are saying or doing. I don't know, but I like that. There's Kansas. Hey, there's Jesus. How you doing, Jesus? I'm not going to grab one of my last beers that I have, but thank you very much. Have you ever had a crank that could not be balanced? I had cranks that did not want to be balanced. But yes, we can balance almost anything, but not anything is really. We can actually spend more money balancing a crank than what the crank costs. That is the God honest truth. Some of the hardest ones are an older vintage billet they found somewhere, or they're going from external. I have one sitting there, right there, that the customer wants to go neutral balance, and it's a Ford crankshaft. It's an aftermarket Ford crankshaft. It's an earlier version of a Scat, but they want to go neutral balance from an external balance. If you know Ford small blocks, they're external. The early ones are internal. There's a 28 ounce, there's a 50 ounce, and he wants to put all the weight inside. I love that. Internal balance is the way to go as opposed to external balance. It's going to cost more. We could buy a Lanati crank than by the time we add Mallory weight. You might want to know what Mallory weight is. This is a slug of Mallory. Darn thing costs more than my house, and it's a Mallory. So in this size, it's so dense that it's extremely heavy. So if you were to put in a piece of metal that's not Mallory, this same size in a crankshaft, we have to put a bunch of them. In this particular crank, to go internal balance, it's going to take a lot of these little puppies. At 30, 40, 50 bucks a slug, and the labor to come in here, since I turned my YouTube channel off over there that I'm filming, I can have quality time with y'all, and I may just spend time in here Sorry about that. Talking about balancing, if that's what y'all want to see, I'm way more than happy to stop work and talk. I don't know. I know if the shop mom's gonna be in here like, what are you talking about? Anyway, what have we got over here? So here's a crankshaft. This is a Ford crankshaft, and it's externally balanced. Does anybody out there want to know what externally balanced is? Are we way past that? This wasn't going to be a balancing class, but hey, I don't mind. Like I said, ask away. I got some questions because I wish they'd stay on the screen, or I need to get Shop Mom to moderate my thing, and she would be answering. She probably knows most of these. Tell them, all right. For me, using the cheaper O2 lasers, I was using the name brand, and I could sell my service higher. Okay, Superman, all right. So a Ford crankshaft, this particular Ford, while this is a forged crankshaft, it's an aftermarket crankshaft. It's for a Ford small block. I need to not hit that and shake the screen. I'll get it. My other stand is over there in the video room. There's another stand over here. I'll go all over the place. Hey, so the harmonic balancer on this particular crankshaft and flywheel. Here's the flywheel we're using for this bad dog. Right here has this weight. Look at the size of this dude. So this is the weight that Windsor claimed. This will be a Windsor. Johnson, very good. So this is the weight that's on the back of the crankshaft, on the back side by the flywheel side. On the harmonic balancer, there's also a weight about this size on the balancer. I have an ATI balancer we're going to use for this one, and there's a weight as well. That's externally balanced. What does that mean, internally or externally balanced? Maybe some of y'all can chime in and help me out here. Well, I want to read all these questions, but I can't keep... y'all are awesome. Here, I'm gonna go all over the place. Listen to this. Did you hear that bell? That wasn't lunchtime. I'm getting a little hungry. Y'all are awesome. Old school way. We can spend a lot of money and we can magnaflux this. We can check it on the nitro funny cars. Every time that a crank comes in, we're going to go ahead and we're going to magnaflux it. It's a different thing. It could have a crack just from a year of hammering on it with a blown nitro Hemi in a funny car. That's a different thing. Take a crank, grab it by the weights real lightly, hit it on the bottom, and listen to the ring. You can grab it by one weight. Can you hear that? Might even be able to do this. There you go. That crank is not broken. And you say, how in 30 seconds with no money did you just check a crank? I've never been proven wrong. And try to prove me wrong. Every crank, now I'm not saying that I haven't done that to a crank and then gone and checked it, especially on the top field. We're not going to take a chance with that. But that is not cracked. Did you hear that? When your crankshaft does that, that's cracked. If it doesn't have that high pitch, the vibrations go throughout the whole crank and causes beautiful harmonics and just this high pitch. That's because it's still vibrating. I can still hear it. I can still hear it. Now I can't hear a thing. Now my ears are ringing. Maybe it was my ear ringing. I don't know. The ding is telling you, if it was cracked, the harmonic frequency, the resonant frequency it'd stop. It would go. If there's a crack there, now it doesn't have the same harmonics going all throughout. So it sounds like this. It sounds just like that. So when you get a crankshaft and you just hit it on the ground or hit it like that, if the ring keeps going, I can still hear it. That crank is not cracked. That crank is not cracked. You know what I meant. All right. These tips are coming from home mainly, but I need to start reading them again. I don't know why it doesn't have it on my screen. But when the sound goes dead, it is cracked. Yes, David Johnson. Yes, the ding. Yes. All right. I don't know. The weight is coming from the outside. Yes, external and internal. That's weight. We could not. These weights right here, those are the weights that are going to counterbalance the crankshaft over here. We have reciprocating rotating weight on this side. So these weights counterbalance that to be balanced. So on a small block Ford, this particular vehicle right here, this particular engine, they couldn't put enough weights. They just could not put enough weights. There's no physical area to add enough weight to make it internally balanced. Externally just means it's outside of the engine. You're thinking, what? The flywheel and the harmonic balancer are outside of the engine. It's part of the engine, but it's outside of the crankcase. So that's externally balanced. So they had to add weight to the flywheel and to the harmonic balancer and flywheel to get this thing balanced right. So, yes, when we do on all our race motors, we internally balance everything. We don't want weights sticking outside to get this thing balanced. We're going to keep all the weight inside. And a little joke I like to make is like, when it blows up, I want all the pieces on the inside of the engine. I don't know if we've blown up a motor, but this is the Mallory weight that would be drilled in here, and you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5. You'd have some in there. You see the difference. So we bore holes in here and put in Mallory. What we're going to do is on the back side, we need to add this much weight to that last throw. You can't see it, and I ain't lifting it up. I lied. All right, that last throw. We would be adding that much weight to that last throw. And we would be adding the weight from the front also. Taking all the weight from the outside, bringing it inside. Now the harmonic balancer and the flywheel are neutral. Neutral means it can spin, it's neutral. It doesn't need, it's neutral. I don't know what that means. Howdy, Danny. How are you doing, Mario? All right, let's see. Maybe I went too crazy. I know I missed a lot of great questions. I don't want to say keep repeating them. Have a great day. I'm glad y'all are just here. I'm just improvising today. I may Fridays just leave the camera rolling. I plan to just leave it rolling in the balance room. When I come in and out, maybe I do something, but I may not leave the balance room. Let's see. If it gets enough time where it's crack open the beer time, I don't know. Gotta get you a monitor just for chat. Yes, I do. When we're doing the live streams, Shop Mom has a monitor and she controls the room, and then we have an iPad down on the table, and then we have the cameras. I could have brought all that in here. We weren't supposed to just do that. Oh, it just froze. Let's see. Tell me if it's still frozen. Anybody still frozen? Anybody? Are we still frozen? Ding, ding, ding goes to Charlie. It's working now. All right. I see you, Shop Mom said. Hey, Shop Mom, thanks for joining us from the office. Can you answer any questions, Shop Mom? I need to make her my moderator. There it goes, boy. I just see everybody. Now we won't tell Shop Mom. I think she's in the room now. Nope, I see something. Maybe explain how the bob weight is determined. Yes, it's on the video that I'm dropping in on Tuesday. But y'all are here now. So I'm gonna freestyle. Okay. How we determine our bob weight? Very good question. Right there. Math. That's how we determine our bob weight. Math. If you were in class at school and they would said this stuff, well, you'd be in the front of the row, wouldn't you? They're talking about balancing an engine and how we determine and then doing math and all that great stuff. But all right. Bob weight. A guy named Bob invented these weights here. That's what he's mentioning about a bob weight. That's what that is right there. The aluminum weight that's clamped on to the crankshaft. Okay. To determine the bob weight, you would think, well, just add up all your parts and throw them on the weight and clamp it down. I'm going to go one step back further because I can't go forward ever without fully discussing. We cannot put all of the weight on the crankshaft. I can't mount connecting rods here and pistons and everything and then turn on the machine and have all these rods just flapping around. It's going to be quite dangerous. I can almost my shirt get caught on one of these spikes now. So if this was spinning around with pistons flying all around, it'd be quite dangerous. Not only that, think of this. Could it be, is it possible that the piston going around? Waiting for an answer. Is the piston going around? No, the piston is going up and down. So We have to divide our stuff from rotating and reciprocating. The way that I like to think about it, never going to forget, is reciprocating, in and out, reciprocating, rotating. Y'all do the dance with me. Rotating. All right. Rotating is everything that spins inside the engine. Reciprocating is the components that are moving up and down. Make sense? You're wondering, where do you go? Where do you go? I don't know it's going to be this kind of video, but I'm answering the questions. Okay, scat connecting rod. I want to see some answers. I want to see some answers here. What is this? Is this the rotating or is this the rotating? What side is the rotating? The small end or the big end? Yes, but what side is the rotating? The small end or the big end? H-beam, yes, this is an H-beam. The big end is the rotating. Thank you, Mario. All I care is one person gets my drift. I'm done. I don't, yes, rotating. Remember? We're rotating the big end. The big end. The big end. Even when we write it down, sometimes I'll write the big end. I'll write the rotating end. Rotating. It's rotating with the crankshaft. See that? Now, reciprocating. You'll never forget that again. And if you do, then you're a monk. I don't know what to say, and I don't have anything. Yes. So the big end is the rotating. It's rotating with the crank. So that's a real critical area. This isn't rotating. This isn't flying around the engine like this. No, it's going up and down. Okay, so we want half of this weight, or we want all of this weight, and we want this times 2. And you're going, but wait, there's more. Why do I want to times the big end times 2? I want to hear this. It'll make my day. I'll just stop. I am going to crack a beer if you get the answer to this one right. Why would I want to take the rotating weight and times it by 2? Anybody? Anybody? I'm so waiting. I want to get it ready. I am ready. Just give me an answer. I know Shop Mom's going to come out of the office real quick, and put a whooping on this boy. All right. Anybody? Anybody? That's the big end. Why are we times the 2? I'm just answering still the simple question of how do we set up a bob weight? And I know it's, I may be here all day just setting up a bob weight. 2 rods. I think you got it. Edward's got it. And so far he's got it. All right. The reason we times this weight right here by 2, it's going to sound a little crazy. You got to put your mind around it, but there's 2 crankshafts per every throw right there. For every rod, there's 2 that are connected not connected together on the same throw. Times 2. There are 2 that go on the crankshaft. So, in doing our math, you may learn how to balance today. You may not. You may learn something. 2 rods, 1 journal. Jesus, you got it. You're just wanting me to drink a beer, don't you? Dang it. All right. I don't know if we're going to do happy hour this evening because Faye's not.
That was not your beer.
That was not my beer.
No.
How do you know, Shop Mom? I found that beer.
I saw that.
You know that beer.
That's right.
Yeah.
You only open up your beer.
Oh.
And it's not beer 30.
It's not beer 30. And Shop Mom came in and was like, put a hold on that beer. I think I was about to say, if we're not going to have happy hour, let's throw a 10 outside and drink some beer outside in God's green earth. And is that social distancing? I don't know. Is it too late to make plans to drink a beer instead of doing happy hour? We'll turn the camera on outside and everybody just stand outside and we'll all be we'll all be happy houring? I don't know. Let's get back to balancing. Yes, 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 and yes. 2, 2, 2. Let's get to some serious stuff. We're gonna get serious now. It's Friday. Let loose. I'm on board for that. You don't need to. If I get one more person that says let's crack open a beer, if someone shows up to the shop with a beer, I'm drinking it with you. If somebody shows up to the shop with a beer, I am drinking it with you. I will put you on camera with me. Bring a beer. Come on. Come on, boys. Come on. Girls too. I mean, come on. All right. Back to the math. Back to the math. I don't want to get shot, mom, and come out of the office again. I get to work. She's wondering how long it's take me to balance this shot. I don't care what kind of beer you bring, except Budweiser. Bud Light maybe, but Budweiser gives me a headache. That Beechwood, aged wood, something. I know what you're thinking. Yeah, I know. Don't go there. But aged wood. So here we go. So this is Rancho Deluxe. Hey, Rancho, Ben, you wonder why I'm taking so long balancing your engine? Hey, but you get a little special privilege. Or, I don't know, there's no special privilege for you. I appreciate having you as a customer. Alrighty then, back to what I was doing. What Dave Johnson said, it's somewhere, 5 o'clock somewhere. Damn right it is. Balancing is serious business. No beer while it's done until it's done. I agree with you. See? Was that okay? Back to the math. Back to the math. We're going to take the piston weight. This particular piston weight, 306 grams. Okay? Well, I'm going to take that times 1. We're going to take the piston pin times 1. We're going to take the rings times 1. All that weight that goes on a piston. Okay? We're going to take the locks. These happen to be a free floating. This is a flathead forward. Like that. That's a flathead forward, Papas. There you go. All right, you know, math time. That's right. I'm going to be the count. So, we're taking the pistons, the pins, the rings, the locks. Okay? The locks I did put times 2, and the only reason being, don't get confused, there's 2 to 1 piston. Okay? The reciprocating weight, which is the weight that's reciprocating, going in and out, times 1. The rotating weight, which is the big end of the rod, y'all got it right, is 414, but I put 828 times 2. The bearings are 34 grams times 2. Why? There's 2 sets of bearings. Hey, Faye. Yay, you made it. See, Faye is in the room. All right, so we're going to times that times 2. Thank you, Faye. Now I'm nervous. God, now I'm all nervous and I'm going to be all... Hey, I'm even going to add, I'm going to just focus on what I'm doing and don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. I got oil. The weight of oil, 4 grams. We're actually going to estimate the weight of oil. I've had a bunch of discussions with a bunch of engine builders, a bunch of different guys, and everybody wants to, not everybody, but how do you know how much, oil weighs? You know, and we won't go there. That's a whole discussion. We'll discuss oil all day long. Faye's here now. We'll talk oil. Don't get us going to talking about oil. So, all right. So there's a bob weight. There's a bob weight. You can screenshot this. You can do my math. You can check my math. And that's how we got the bob weight. So here's the math on how to get a bob weight. So that was the question. So the myth or whatever of how to figure out the bob weight, done. Do I have dirt right there? I don't know what. Okay. So that's how we come up with the bob weight. That's the math and come up with the bob weight. Like I said, you can screenshot this, and trust me, this is legit. Follow this procedure, and you're good to go. There's a lot of things that you really could do at home. You could do all of your subcomponents at home. You can do them perfectly with a digital scale. You can do them with the analog scale. This is the analog scale right here. But you could also purchase a digital scale. You don't have to go up to the next level and get, if it doesn't go to the half grams, it's okay. You're going to find that scale a little bit cheaper than the one that goes to half grams. I like going all the way down to the half grams, but there's a way that we can do that. We can take a business card and we can cut a business card up. I like to cut a business card up to a half a gram. So if I'm using a scale that only goes to a gram, and I got 20 grams on let's say a piston ring or a rod bearing, 34 grams. I throw a half a gram on it and it doesn't move, or I throw a half a gram on it and it does move. If it's 34 grams, I throw a half a gram on it and it moves. It was actually 34 and a half or more, because it now moved it to 35. If it doesn't move it at all, then I know it's really a 34. And so in other words, I can get within a half a gram even though I don't have a scale that reads a half a gram. You don't need to, just use your head, people. Okay, so now we know how to figure out a bob weight. When we figure out the bob weight, that's going to go on the crankshaft, I put them on the scale over here. put the bob weight up here, and then we have, these look like, actually they look pretty precision. These are precision weights. They look like washers. These are not washers. These are precision weights, and I have every size of 5 grams, 10 grams, 1 gram, a half a gram. We put the scale on the bob weight on the scale, and I add weights to it. In this particular math, we did the math, we came up with 1526.5. I'm gonna go 0.5. I'm just gonna go there. So 1526.5, I take the bob weight, I put it on the scale, and I keep adding weights until it weighs 1526.5. Then I take that and I put all my bob weights on the crankshaft. Now the crankshaft thinks it has all the connecting rods, all the rings, all the bearings. It thinks it has everything on it. For as far as it knows, it does have everything on it. Don't let the crank outthink you. Come on. All right. So now it can spin and you're not flinging crankshafts everywhere. Okay. Shop mom walked by again, looked at me like, get to it. Get it balancing. All right. Who's at work? You know that. I went to work. Not really. Well, all right. Any more comments? We done that. All righty then. Any other questions that I could answer? I don't know. I'm gonna put this crank back where it was. All right. Happy Friday. It's almost Beer 30. I need to stop shaking this table. Did I go to trade school to learn all of this? I did not go to trade school. I've known a lot of people that go to trade school and come out, I don't want to say dumber than when they went in. You're only going to get as much as what you put into it. There's not a lot of trade schools that are teaching common sense. They're common sense trade school. So that's kind of a thing. I happen to be very fortunate that I grew up in a machine shop. From my mom started in the automotive business in '63. I was born in '62. So pretty much, far as even before I remember, we got pictures we're going to show. I was in diapers in the shop, running around teething on an exhaust ring. So I was very fortunate. I didn't think I was fortunate growing up. All my friends were out playing, and I was going to work. But as my mom says, you turned out okay after all, didn't you? So it's a different world nowadays. My mom would drop me off. I had a real bad shyness, and you're thinking, really? And my mom would drop me off at a Piggly Wiggly. If you're from San Antonio, you know what a Piggly Wiggly is, with the shoe shine box to shine shoes. When I wanted a bicycle, all my friends were getting bicycles for Christmas. And, we're looking through the house, looking through the closets, looking through everything for the bicycle, because it's going to be there somewhere. I mean, and could never find it. And Christmas comes along, and I knew it was going to be that box was going to be your bicycle's in the backyard, somewhere, because, because it wasn't under the tree. Open up that box, it was a shoe shine box. And I was like, really? All my friends were knocking on the door, with all their new bikes, banana seat. This is back in the day. We wanted Daisy BB guns and bicycles. That's what and everybody was at the door with their BB guns and bicycles. We were going to go out in the woods and shoot birds. We were going to just do everything. And yes, I had to. Oh no, I'm sick. I can't go out and play right now. No, I didn't I got a shoe shine box. My mom says, with that shoe shine box, you can buy any bicycle you want. With that shoe shine box, you can buy yourself the best BB gun you want. The odd thing about it is now. That particular day was okay. All my buds, we went together and we put together a bicycle from all kinds of. That's why I learned how to do stuff. We get in full circle. I had to build stuff because we didn't get it. It was weird. This is when I was really young. But after that, my family's been in this business forever, and all my friends were like, "Oh, awesome, man! Your mom owns a lot of parts. Oh my God, you can have everything." No, I don't give credit out to the kids. My first Holly, which I still have. to this day came off of an LTD out of a junkyard. The difference is being that I had to earn what I got. And everybody's like, your mom owns, I had friends that their parents owned businesses as well. They had brand new cars, they had everything. I had a Volkswagen, I had a Duster, I had everything else, but I built it myself. So looking back at it now, having somebody not give you stuff, my mom gave me the opportunity to earn anything I wanted. Did not hand me anything, but I had the opportunity. I had a brand new motorcycle as a kid. My first motorcycle was brand spanking new. I had the opportunity. It must have taken me 15 years to pay that sucker off. I'm still waiting to know how much I owe on it. Mom, are you listening? No, I'm just kidding. So anyway, what everybody saying? What's the coolest car? Coolest car it went away. What's the coolest car? Is all I've read. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Hold on. So, man, what's the coolest car you own now? Well, the coolest car I own now is Shop Mom's Acura. That thing is the Batmobile. Black on black on black on black. Heated seats, cool seats. I think 9-speed transmission. Oh no! What are you there, Shop Mom?
I'm right here.
How many? Come on!
No.
Come on! Give me a
No.
hug. Give me a hug over here,
No.
Shop Mom.
No.
Give me a hug. Give me a hug. I'll turn the camera on. Come on.
I'll give you a kiss.
Give me
a birthday kiss.
It's
Yeah.
9-speed.
It's 9-speed.
It's
So it's a 9-speed transmission Acura. So
with
that's
paddle shifters.
with paddle shifters. That's the coolest car that Shop Mom owns.
Don't tap the phone like that when you're. Don't.
I know.
don't do
I'm
that.
got it. Don't tap the phone.
If
Okay.
you want the iPad, oh, you didn't bring the iPad.
Oh, we didn't
So-
bring
so
iPad because we
you
weren't going to do a live
You can
stream.
have mine and you can read that one, but don't tap that one because it's annoying.
It's annoying. Okay, Shop Mom says I'm annoying. That's what I heard from it. See. All right. I don't know if you got to see a little bit of Shop Mom there. That's the coolest car I own. What do I have as cool cars? We have a 1970 Projects we're talking about now. 454 LS5 convertible Impala. That's a project called it's torn apart right now. We also have a 1970 El Camino. That was literally a Catholic school teacher's car her whole life. That was it ain't my mother-in-law's car, and after she retired, I got to take possession of that car. So then I have my 1979 Chevy Blazer that I bought when I was very, very young. I was the second owner, and I bought it from the dealer.
And a hot vapor car.
Oh yeah, well, I'm going with all the different. Okay. Oh, the coolest car. Yes, Shop Mom. Shop Mom comes in here and she's on it. Leave a message and she'll actually keep me straight. The coolest car is the hot vapor car. It's a Plymouth Horizon, 1980 Plymouth Horizon, built by Smokey Unick. Chrysler sold the car to him for $1. We have that car. We have the title. It's still in the original paperwork. Never been titled. That's the car that Smokey built, took to SEMA this year. It's a hot vapor car. That's the one that's the 2.2 Dodge that I've shown off here. I think I posted on Facebook the car when we got it. We found it. It was actually sold at the auction. It stayed around Daytona Beach really, really close. And then one day, years later, it ended up being on eBay. It did not have the hot vapor engine in it. So we first acquired the hot vapor engine, and then one of our customers says, I think I saw the car that came out of, the car that the engine came out of on eBay. It's like, oh, I'm always on eBay. But long story short, with enough emails back and forth, contacts, I was able to contact the guy that actually purchased it and actually sold it to me. So now we have the original hot vapor car. Go look up Dyno Days. Smokey Unick Dyno Days, and you'll see that car doing a burnout. You see Smokey with a cigar in it. It's a cool video. He talks about the car. He's also there's a little race that goes on in that Dyno Days by Smokey Unick is a great video. Shows the car in the condition that it has 9,000 original miles. The clock still works. So that's probably the coolest car. My '79 Chevy Blazer that I bought when I was a youngster. I was the second owner, but I bought it at the dealership in San Antonio, owned by an elderly guy. Still had skinny tires on it, everything else. Anyway, I still have my 1979 Chevy Blazer. I don't need to go with all the cars in my driveway, but all right. What else do we have? Any other questions? Don't touch the camera. Shop Mom says. All right. What does it say? What would you recommend for an affordable dial bore gauge? An affordable dial bore gauge There's actually really good clones. There's a lot of good clones, but sometimes in a precision machine, I'd rather have a Starrett. I don't care about the dial bore gauge as much as the tolerances. I can go grab a dial bore gauge and we'll start talking dial bore gauges. But if it goes within a half a thousand, within 5/10, I think that's a good quality gauge. A lot of the Japanese ones and stuff. So a lot of times, I'd rather go. Y'all want to close your ears? Who's watching? I'd rather go to eBay and get a good quality, either used one, than buy a brand new one that, I can afford this one's brand new and no one's ever touched it, but it only goes down to 1,000s. A 1,000s dial bore gauge that reads in 1,000s, use a feeler gauge. That's about as close you're going to get if you're just going within 1,000s. And I grew up in a shop that we dial bore, when you use a dial bore gauge that goes to 1,000s and you use one that goes to a half a thousand to 5/10, it looks like a tachometer moving when you're checking the one with 5/10. When you're checking the one that just goes to 1,000s, that gauge barely moves. You're like, oh, I'm awesome. I'm the best machinist in the world. Look at that. That gauge is hitting zero every time. Take that gauge out, get you one that goes to 5/10 and put it in there, and you go, look at the little fool you are. Look at that thing moving like this. But on one, like Central, I grew up using a Central mics. Awesome mic, great mics, real good old school mics, but they only go to 1,000s. It was a different world back then. We used to hone dry, Well, we used to ride horses. I mean, that doesn't mean we still do, right? All right, what else we got there? Don't touch the screen. Don't touch the screen. Don't touch the screen. All right, cool cars. Bad part about working, you're worn out. Yep, things make you. Yep, work yourself to death. You're right. And it's. I wish we could get it all on what are the young kids going to do? There ain't going to be no more. I personally think that this is the perfect opportunity for new young machinists to learn the old school ways. Yes, there's a CNC machine. You go to Sam's School of Auto Machinist and you come out of there with a $30,000 diploma and you go work at that NASCAR shop. They promise you, yeah, you're touching those buttons there. Awesome. Try to actually do something in the real world. Try to do something on a Chevy 350, on a Ford 302. Try to do something on a nail head. Try to do something on a flathead. I've actually had to come in here and apply for a job, and and I'm not talking bad about the Sam's Club Auto Machinist, because I said this before. I also know a real good friend of mine that was a young kid when Sam's Club Auto Machinist, and he's amazing. Why? Because up here, instead of sitting there and playing those stupid video games on his time off, he sat there in class, because while you're going to class, you can use any machine you want there for free. He was taking this class and he's over there learning how to balance. He's taking this class and he's over there learning how to port. He's over there taking this class, and he just absorbed everything he could the time that he was there. The school didn't make him who he was or who he is. He's building 24-hour Daytona engines now. He's building engines for people all over the world now. He's a young kid. Dylan, you know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about you. But the school did not make him who he is. It helped him. But he already... And he didn't actually was raised in an automotive, family that is like, I was fortunate that, like I said, I don't care what you're doing here, buff that valve. I don't care what you're doing, buff that valve. So, once again, the school didn't make him. He had the mentality to go and learn everything that he could possibly learn, and that's that. But that's a rare breed these days. I'm not giving up on kids. I think their kids are our future. I just think they need to get doing something. There's plenty of people that push paper. How about some people that just push metal? I don't know. But anyway, I don't know if I'm talking. Mom says, don't touch the screen. Don't touch the screen. Don't touch the screen. All right, I'm touching the screen, and it ain't moving. Alrighty then. So I don't know. There it is. Mine is a 70 Mach. Oh, you guys got a 70 Mach 1. All right. Yep. I bought an 85 or so, and a Pontiac Le Mans. Well, we know we like our Le Manses. Smokey loved the Le Manses. Don't touch the screen, he says. Don't touch the screen. Hold on. Bought it at a police auction in '84 and made it my first race car. Awesome. I have fond memories of Mach 1. I used to have a 1970 Mach 1 with a 428 Cobra Jet as a kid that I got from my uncle. What else? I don't know. I don't know what else. I don't want to touch the screen, but I want to read comments or answers or something. Hooperman, I have a 56 Chevy short rig wraparound. Oh, David, awesome. Awesome. Yep. Edward. Yes. So there's back on your mics. Get the ones that will go down to a tenth. Awesome. I love the Japanese mics. But get the ones that go down to a tenth. When balancing pistons, is it best to take extra weight off of the edge of the skirt than underneath the piston? Good question on balancing. I'm going to go ahead and just, I'm not going to ignore the rest of y'all, but I am going to go. All right, I'm still here, but I had a good question on balancing pistons, and I think that's what I want to do. I don't know if Chapman's going to be doing this the rest of the day, but I'll answer questions. I'm going to give me a seat right here and sit down and answer questions. Okay, so the question was on balancing a piston. All pistons are going to have balancing pads. This is a Ross forged piston for a flathead Ford. I know what you're thinking. You don't remember flathead Fords looking this fine, right? Once again, Ben, this is yours. All right, but then you know that. You knew that already, didn't you? So they have little balancing pads. This is a little bit different breed because it's a flathead Ford, and I can show you if I take my cigar out of and this is an Aries piston, and they're all going to have balancing pads where you can remove the weight from. What I do, say this one weighs 306. It was a little bit heavier than this one. So what can we do? On this one, we were just off about a half a gram. So I came in here and I just slightly buffed. If you can see those pads, there they are. And then there, for a half a gram, I just took off those little bitty nubs right there, and then I lightly sand rolled it, the top there, and a little bevel, and that was only a half a gram. But this brings up an excellent point that no one teaches you in class. I don't know, I didn't go to class, but I know a lot of people that balance, and David Keel in San Antonio and John Hamilton are some of the best balancers around. If I had to order these, sometimes these will come 3 or 4 grams off. And that's a lot of where am I going to butcher this piston 4 grams? Look how thin it is. Where could I take 4 grams off that piston? I mean, it's so thin. I end up, and trust me, I've seen motors that came apart the first time going down the track because an old school way is take a drill bit and drill through the balancing pads. They'll take and drill. I'm not saying that's off or wrong because I have a set of Keith Black pistons here, and that's the way that Keith Black does. They drill a little hole on both sides. Their pad is a little wider, and they drill a little hole. But old school used to be take a drill bit to your pistons and actually crack the piston right at where the drill bit went in, left a sharp edge, and cracked the piston. Okay, so if I were going to remove a lot of weight off of a piston, the first thing I do is I weigh all the pins. All the pins nowadays come really close, within a half a gram or just slightly less than that. Old school pins and some of the older boxes of pistons, I got tons of old school vintage pistons. The older they are, weigh all your pins. Weigh all your pins because they're all over the place. But I kind of use that all over the place to help balance. I'll lay all my pins out, I'll weigh them all from the lightest to the heaviest, weigh all the pistons from the lightest to the heaviest, little juggle, and a lot of times I can get the balance pretty close without even touching a drill, touching a mill, touching anything. Now, this pin is married to this piston. And you know what happens when we share pins with pistons and married? No. For life. If this married pin goes over to this next door neighbor, ain't gonna be nobody happy there. Ain't nobody gonna be happy. And the weights are gonna be all off. So if you do that, if you juggle the pins around and they get married, leave them married. Let's keep a happy marriage. So that's a way we can get close. But what if we need to still remove more after doing all of the juggling? Well, then this is what we would do. If this was not a free floating, this is free floating. You see how it moves around? I don't know if you can, the pin just floats in there. Well, on the connecting rod, we have a bushing, and it is not press fit. That's a whole other, we could spend next Friday press fit and floating. But what we have is we have a free floating. So this just goes in. These still need to be honed. These just go in just. And another tip of the day, when you buy them brand new, they're going to come undersized slightly, and you're going to go, well, why? I can't put them together at home like that. Well, we would rather have the advantage of putting the clearance that we want as opposed to the clearance that you told me I wanted. So I prefer to do my own finishing. You could also sit there and run it back and forth, and you'll get it loose, but that's not here or there. Actually, it is here, but it's not there, and that wasn't the question. All right. Back to the important point that if it's floating, never, ever, ever touch the end of the pin like that. I meant machine it. Because there's two C-clips that hold that baby in there. And if you cut the end of the pin, that pin's going to be loose. And you may not think that's going to affect anything. Read Smokey Unick's books. And that pin will beat the clip right out, and he lost an engine because of that. Who do you think came up with dual spiral locks? That's right, Smokey Unick. Dual spiral locks. So we don't want to touch the end of the pin on a floating. What we want to do, though, is we want to come inside. Tip of the day, only learned it here, only saw it here. That's a whole other trick on how to do it. What if we could? What if? Possible? If we could machine the inside of the pin. Stop it. If we could machine the inside of the pin, we could take off some weight and not affect the pin. That's a pretty thick pin anyway. I wouldn't be doing something like that on a boosted application, but we could also take a stone with a 45-degree stone on a Dremel, and we could do a bigger bevel in there. We got plenty of room. We're not cutting the end of it. We're just doing the bevel. Okay, why would I do that? Take 4 grams, stop it. Take 4 grams of metal on the scale, and then take 4 grams of aluminum and put it on the scale. And I don't want to hear they're both metal. You know what I'm talking about. So 4 grams sitting right here of steel and 4 grams of aluminum. And you know what? I would have a pile of aluminum on my scale because aluminum don't weigh anything. So 4 grams of aluminum, I ain't going to have much of a piston left. But 4 grams of steel, it doesn't take much. So the next tip that I'll do, especially when I don't want to butcher up especially a nice set of pistons, if I have a big pad, I'll take it off the big pad. That's what the pad's there for. But once I get to the point where I'm not happy no more of keep on removing, I'll remove it off the pin. Also, which started this whole thing, is where to remove it. I just did a set of Keith Black pistons, and before that I did a set of Aggie pistons. And man, the skirt area was so poorly casted that I took the time to deburr it while balancing it. What does that mean? Here's one. It's a blown Hemi piston. Okay, we need to remove a little weight. If I need to remove a little weight, why not go in here and bevel everything real nice? Take a sand roll and bevel all these pieces, deburr all of this. I got to remove weight anyway. I can go in and just drill a couple of holes and go here out the door. It's done, it's balanced, and you can weigh it and it's balanced. Or any place that I put hole marks and stuff, it's just putting stress fracture. They're just places for it to do. So if I'm going to remove a gram or two, whatever, like I said, it's a lot more time consuming. If you're sitting at home, man, do it. Get you a little scale, get you a bathroom scale, and sit here and deburr all those edges. So the question earlier was, can you sand roll the bottom of the piston and get it to where you get balanced by doing that? And yes, that's what I would prefer to do. So I'll sit there and take out all those rough casting marks and go and sand roll them all. I got to remove weight anyway. Might as well go ahead and sand roll them all. Did that help on that? Was it kind of a long? I can't see the words anymore, so I don't know if y'all have checked out or y'all still checking in.
Okay, question.
Yes.
Nissan asked twice and he's sorry to be repetitive, but he wants to know what is the highest and lowest horsepower engine that you
Nissan wants what? The question again?
Nissan Wins has asked a question twice. Sorry to be repetitive, but would like to know what is the highest and lowest horsepower engine you've built?
Oh, okay. Easy cheesy.
And then I had a question a little earlier that I know you didn't see, and that was, do I get to bill a customer based on how long it takes you to do this balance job?
Alrighty then. Shop Mom saying get to it. The question from Nissan Windsor, question twice, and thanks for asking the question. Highest horsepower, you can go watch Matt Westergaard's on the dyno, and I think it was 4,000 horsepower. Right now we're building a compressed air big block. I can take you out and walk in and show you the compressed air big block, all brand new compressed air, custom cam, the whole actually. In my mind, the first engine, but we just talked about it. I'm going all over the place. We just talked about Mickey Thompson, and I don't know why I didn't bring up on the Smoky Book Club. Mickey Thompson did the first compressed air, race car. He messed with compressed air. Do y'all know what that means? Go look up compressed air supercharging. So we're building the compressed air big block Chevy that's going to be running dual scuba bottles in the back of the car. And we're going to be out there setting the world on fire. And our baseline tune on this compressed air engine is 2,000 horsepower. That's just where we're going to go and do some soft hits with it and see if the car can handle it. We'll be able to go 3,000-4,000 pounds, 1,000 horsepower without a problem with compressed air. You need to look up the difference of compressed air as opposed to a supercharger. It's called compressed air supercharger, CAS, compressed air supercharger. Go look them up. And the difference of compressed air and a blower, turbo, nitrous, power adder, while all these put air pressure pushing the piston down basically, the compressed air is 30 degrees below zero. No detonation. We don't pull timing. We give it timing. It wants more timing. So that one will probably be when we're done, if the car can handle it, and if the dart block. Only limitation so far that is we're pushing the limits on. I know the connecting rods can handle it. Wait till you see these connecting rods. I know the crank can handle it. Wait till you see this bad dog Lanati crank with the throws is back there. I want to just grab with the counterweights inside. We're not only bringing the counterweights inside, we're actually adding more weights on the inside. We're bringing it all in. Totally cutting edge, everything else. All right, that's the highest horsepower stuff. The lowest horsepower